Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of The Screenshot, your go-to destination for youth culture, entertainment and social issues. My name is Melinda and I am your host. Today we're coming to you from Esigodini and we're going to talk to two young people from this area about an issue that they have seen for themselves because this is where they reside and they are the best people to tell us about it. So first of all, guys, before we dive into what the issue is about, and all that good stuff. We'll start with you, my sister.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Nomathemba Mpofu. Hey, okay, I'm 21 years old. I'm currently pursuing a diploma in civil engineering with Bulawayo Polytechnic. I also volunteer with the Young People's Network on Health and Wellbeing, which is a network that is made of young people, works for young people, for young people's issues, which is convened by National AIDS Council. Basically, I think, yeah, that's the good stuff.
All right, Noma.
Hello, my name is Salma Kobe, and I'm 22 years old, and I'm also part of the Young People's Network on Health and Wellbeing, as Nomathemba has mentioned. I also, I was born here in Esigodini, born and bred here in Esigodini. Yeah.
Guys, welcome to The Screenshot. So, so I had not mentioned to Tisfungo Kulumanga drugs and substance abuse. You know, prior to us filming, we had talked about the issues that I hear that most young people face, and the issue that came up was drugs and substance abuse. And so first and foremost, like I had said previously, my first question is, when did you guys now realize there's an issue called drugs and substance abuse? You know, you're born and you're bred here, and obviously, maule 5 years or whatever, you don't know what that is. Right? But when did you start realizing, no, man, ngani kule problem eyenzakalayo la? Siyaqala ngobani? Oh, the mic is already.
Okay, so as for me, when I started realizing that we really have a problem with this issue of drug and substance abuse, it was when I was in high school. I think it was around when I was in Form 3. That would be 2017 thereabout, because they mostly so by then it was flocking in, coming from the other areas. You know, that's when I really realized we now have a problem.
Yeah. What about you, Noma?
I think for me it has to be probably around 2018, about, because unlike him, he was born and bred here. Now we moved here when we relocated to the side when my dad moved to work here. So that was around 2010. But since then, I'm the child to spend most of her time at boarding school. I had to come on holidays. But 2018, I was done with my O-level, so I was here full time. That's when I realized there's something's just sinister in Darwinley, because there are certain areas and places where we see people like really corner, such that you start asking yourself, what's there, like only to realize, okay, so this is where they go to drink, this is where they smoke, this is where they do that. But now the most really caught my eye was the age group that I would see around that place. That's when I was like, it's a problem. You know, it's okay when growing up we tell ourselves but now when you start seeing your age mates there, that's when you start saying, something's
Should
wrong.
I also be there?
Exactly.
I was what's going on there?
So I think 2018, that's when I started noticing something's up.
You know, you mentioned something, you call about you know, is Gweja. And so do you think that's primarily the reason why young people, my question is, how does that lead to young people now being, you know, known for taking substances land? What is the relationship between being a minor and now substances, drugs coming into play?
Okay, so basically, you know, for young people, you know, these guys might be 20 million, you know, to me it seems like the only thing that they think about you know, and that's where they do take most of these drugs and so on. Plus the job itself, it's not a child.
I've heard horror stories.
You know, people used to really murder each other here. We used to have high cases of murders and so on. So, you know, and stuff. So the other thing that they'll be trying really, you know, because would have you know, pussy versus this other group, you know, because these people, they are coming in groups. And so on. So they would fight, you know. So they'll be drunk, and you know, so that's where really and so on, trying to gain, you know, that spirit to which I can just overcome anything, you know, and so on.
No, and you mentioned something interesting, and I don't think fights are with a bunch of people who are sober. I don't know if you've noticed. So usually substances that are being used, and so also, you know, back to you. You said a very interesting point. Yoguti ama age group you are now seeing ukuthi these intanga zami phela lezani, and they are now doing these things. And other than ukuba ngama minor, what do you think leads other young people into taking substances, drugs, alcohol? Kuyini okuhlupha intanga zethu?
I think but from what I've noticed, like I said, we volunteer with the Young People's Network on Health and Wellbeing. So we interact with a lot of young people, and we have those sessions where we sit down with them and we talk. You know, sometimes for a young person, it's easier to be honest and open when you're talking to someone who's your age. So in some of those conversations that we've had with them, Abanya would mention things like, I think it's there are a lot of mental health issues now that young people are dealing with, especially abafana, because there are issues of unemployment. Also, problem is it's countrywide.
Yes.
So faced with that, and then you are in a community where you see some people spending hundreds of dollars on alcohol, on women, on what, and grade 7, mind you. So you're seeing those people that are spending so much money, but then on the other hand, you're seeing lab child, they follow the right path, you know, education, grow up, go to school, they're struggling. So now your motivation comes from a wrong place. So the instinct is that that's where I get money. And that's where you get money. Now you have to do what they do, because that's where your motivation is coming from. So we have got issues on land. Okay, I'm not employed, I don't have a job, but then they're spending so much money, they have what they want. But there are things that I also want. So and Busamak has already mentioned that environment is so aggressive, it's violent. I don't think with sober you can handle that environment. It's just so aggressive. So I think that's a push factor. Genuinely you just want to make money. But the environment itself, it's just so aggressive and violent. One or the other, you'll find yourself trying to look for coping mechanisms, and the coping mechanisms are readily available is drugs. It's going to be alcohol. So at the end of the day, you find yourself in that space. So I think that's one of the factors that lead most of those young people in our community to drug and substance abuse. Our community is so violent, it's aggressive, primarily because of the gold partners as well. So you're going to have to cope with that. And the coping mechanism is readily available is drugs and alcohol.
What are the popular drugs that circulate in this community that you've heard of or you've seen or abantu bakhala ngawo?
Number one has to be mbanje, weed, marijuana, skunk, can call it whatever, it has many names. That has to be number one. And then also Injengu time. I think Injengu.
But ilamabizo ukuthi it's like ukuthi ibia kebe lebizo. I think there are different names for
brands
but siyakwazi ona lana mambodlela lawana
Injengu. And then there's this record, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to say this because I'm never shocked. Ukuthi sebe Jonjama TV. The TV, there's a certain powder part. So what shocked me is that someone would risk it all. I don't TV, I could probably pay you $500.
I powder
for some powder, a parrot. So we name these Pampers and pads. Like really,
anything to get a high.
Anything to get yourself high.
Do you want to add something on Ilokuzeni in Dabayoguti why young people are engaging in drugs and substance abuse? If unoma kukona aguchile that you might think of.
No, not really. Don't think. I think she covered most of it.
She covered most of it, right? So tell me, guys, Esigodini is kind of relatively small, and
it is.
Do you have any idea if population yama youth kuti like ingaki? Maybe you guys have some access to that data. Do you guys know what is ngati access yama youth ingabe incitha yini? Inamba yabantu abatsha singathi bangaki roughly? Still fine if we don't know. If we can guess. Oh, you can take the mic.
I want to. All right, ama youth you are kakhulu. So one thing that I'm 100% sure of is that the population according to Zim stats, the last census that was 2020, ama youth in Umzingwane we make up 62% of the population.
Of the entire population.
So
yeah,
62% alcohol. Number, I'm not quite sure.
The rest are the elderly, abantwana abancane, meaning you guys are supposed to be the ones who are steering the Lokuzeni. The community into a better space and future land. So it's quite sad when other young people are not being there or seeing the vision. And so what can we do? Now let's talk about solutions. Now, if you had someone who had let's say who had power, we want to tackle this problem, and when I had an opportunity to put ideas out there, what would you say? What can we do to tackle this problem, drugs and substance abuse amongst our young people?
Okay, I think first of all, it has to do with law enforcement agents that are there in our area or in our community. I feel like they're not doing enough. A lot has to be done in terms of ensuring these drug dealers that are there in our communities and they face some criminal charges that are against them. So because they are known, in communities they are known. So I think it has to do with strengthening and ensuring law enforcement agents, police that they, which they make sure, even the neighbor would watch. In about Wachala partner in our community, I7s, and I feel like make sure because careers as it is, you meet just a 12-year-old child, it's past 11, it's past 12, so I feel like police and other law enforcement agents, they are not doing enough. Really, so I think they have to strengthen. And then I think the other solution, it has to be, we really need role models in our communities. Really, we do need that because young people, eco community, they are just motivated by these guys that are making it in the gold field,
fast money,
fast cash, and everyone is like, okay, so when this school of and stuff, and that is why we face a lot of school dropouts. Trust me, how cases of school dropouts here, there are so many. I increase each and every term. It's because of that issue. Kids now see it's not, I won't need to pass school because there's that guy who didn't even finish school, who made it, but say hamba HGT6, and you know, he's getting all the ladies that he wants, and so on. He's now the big boss, he's respected in the community, yeah, such things.
Right, Noma.
I think someone has said most of what I wanted to say, because Nalami, I'm big on policy implementation. I think I commend our government because the policies are there.
Yes.
They exist. We've got the drug and substance strategic plan, drug and substance abuse strategic plan, I think. And we name, but now the thing is implementation.
Okay.
I think there has to be follow-up. Are we implementing the policies and the laws that we put up to guide against drug and substance abuse? Are we implementing them in? Because like Samak had said, I think sonke siyawazi ukuthi no under 18s are allowed to drink alcohol, to use or to even sell to them. Right?
Yeah,
but we have young boys as young as 12 years drinking. Good community, everyone knows they have a one. So I think we have to go big on policy implementation and also to follow up on our laws and commitments that were made towards WTC stop this drug and substance abuse pandemic that we now have. And another thing, I think we also have to channel resources into youth empowerment.
Yes.
I don't know if maybe more can be done towards youth empowerment. Let's give them options. I mean, give us. I'm also a young person. I'm also a young person. Please give us options. You know, give us options. Not everyone is academically gifted.
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna make it at school, and not everyone is book smart. But give us options aside from the books. Okay, what else can I do? Yeah, and let's make it accessible. I think we should, if the government, if they can try as much as they can, with education it might be as expensive as it is, especially tertiary education, because that's where we lose it most of the times. Most children can go all the way up to Form 4, but after that, and we have a concealum but you're gonna have to do something. So I think we should go big on with empowerment and also channel resources into making sure that young people have as many options as they can. At the end of the day, we're not going to have young people lying idly, because that's where these thoughts come in. Literally,
cooking oil.
You know, cooking oil, you're going to need an escape. So I think number one, if we can go big on youth empowerment, channel resources into improving the education system, and maybe to make it a little bit more accessible to everyone, even those that are less fortunate, at least we want to have something that they can do. I think that will help.
Great and wonderful points, guys. You know, one day when I'm in power, I'm going to be using these points. Because I really do love what you said. And also, 12 years, what are they doing? I think it's high time we start holding each other accountable as a community. Call these people out. Why are you selling to a 15-year-old ujwala, you know? And we look at it and we laugh. It's funny, you know. Is going down the drain, but then we continue with our lives. And I think that relatively brings the community down as a whole. So thank you guys so much for having this chat with me, and I hope abantu besendlini balalele. And someone who was talking about power, I hope they're also listening, you know, to take all these things that you said into account. But thank you guys so much for joining us, and for those at home, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Facebook. Until next week, bye.